This is the 4th or 5th video I made to show the exhibition we made from the pictures which were made during the dance lessons in the last 45 years. This room has to do with to find tools for the future, and I am very much fascinated by the asteroids. And these paintings are of Chariklo. These both are from Suzanne van der Voort. Chariklo painting I made in 2007. This is about love story. This is about creating talents, fostering childs and helping them to activate their latent talents. But also Setna, Kwawa is from 2002. Varda and Salacia. And Salacia is always hide and seek. So we need to look for her behind the curtain, I think, where she is. And again, a very big picture of Salacia, made by Suzanne van der Voort.
This painting is the nymph Chariklo. She's in the between world. Water being Chariklo, water being Chariklo, I invite you, come play with me in the interspaces. I stay at my source, close to my nourishment. Welcome are you to the paradise of pleasures. Flow with me, follow the water current at the source. I recharge in the refreshing splash of water. The world dissolves in mysteries. I invite you, drink from the source. Flow with me in a play of light. Here we create peace and well-being. Water being Chariklo, water being Chariklo.
This painting of Chariklo I made in 2007. And I made it because of my tears, broken relation, and Chiron was just coming back on his return because I was 50 years. So I thought I need to paint a centaur, and I choose for a lady. 2019 December, the last week, I just became 62, and I heard Pam Gregory speak about Chariklo. She would be conjunct Saturnus and Pluto I think on 12 January 2020, and she had the advice to listen to her uppermost finest. Chariklo is a nymph original, and she's known of very fine frequencies of herbs, of music, of tuning, and she's a healer. And she was swimming in the waters because she's a water nymph, and she knew, I'm always invisible. I'm always invisible. And then there was this Centaur hero, and a strong man. She saw him and she thought, wow. But normally she's not visible at all. She can just hide herself. But she noticed this strong man, which she a little bit in love with, he had noticed her. So that is telling that he is also a child of the gods. And it was true, it was Chiron. So they become partners, and she lived her life together with Chiron by Mount Pelion. And Mount Pelion is far away. I have never seen a centaur. Did you? So in the Greek myths, Mount Pelion is so far, nobody has seen any time centaurs. They are a little bit barbaric, and they live there together and take care of God's children who have something awkward, and they help to explore the latent talent they have to excellence. So 2020 we got invited into Chariklo's world, in Chiron's world, to live with what was complicated or broken, and to overcome, to endure, to stay very fine-tuned to the most finest frequency we can imagine. They helped. And I was very, very glad that every time I felt the stress of the world, that I could sit or abide with the most fine nature of Chariklo.
This painting is Chariklo holding space. Transformation, water liquid healing, seducing, melting, softening, polishing clean, unseen waiting until the moment I arise. I will be waiting till my life take wings. When I am seen and life touches me with an arrow of light, I go for it to unfold the promise of my existence. I liberate from the ordinary, out of my habits I break. In a sheltered field I linger, in tune I will be with the beat of my heart.
As you know, we have been studying Nehalenia, the healing light by the water. And when I heard in 2022 about Salacia, the goddess of the Mediterranean, the nymph, and of course Neptunus fall in love and want to ask her for marriage because she's a very beautiful nymph. She first was a little bit withdrawn, and then Neptunus sent the dolphins to her to ask her for marriage, and she said yes. So she's the companion in the Roman time from Neptunus, and she's a shivering light on sea, the reflections of light of the sun and the moon on the sea. A lady of magic. And Suzanne and I painted in the same week the paintings, and we live not close to each other. Dus we wondered, suddenly we discovered that we had made the same painting in the same, fortnight. I have poems ready which has to do with this beautiful Salacia nymph, but was not time enough to convey them to songs for Suzanne. So she will sing a song which has to do with the mitochondria DNA, which is living in the cytoplasma. We inherited it from our mother lineage. And creating gifts, heet the song. And somehow salt water, light, water. If I dance for the sea, the enormous amount of water, it is telling stories. And to dance for them for so many years, I hear the stories which are kept in the salt of the sea.
I painted Salacia in 2022. Creating gives a gentle knowledge sails through my mother's waters, grown in hearts, nourished by time. I hear from within their love, listen to the whispering, fertile beats of the ancestor shine. They strike my eye, bring light and insight. I proudly wear the pearl, they give meaning in my life. I create gifts, they mark the women's line. I radiate light into the world. I radiate light into the world, creating gifts. I made this painting of Salacia in 2022, and since 2 weeks I made a song of Salacia, and I still sing it in the Dutch version, and after that I sing it in English, and that is still in progression. Salacia, Salacia. Kabbelend hoor ik de zee, het zonlicht tovert, lichtaderen in het water, zij nemen mij mee. Ik droom, droom, droom. In het kabbelend water, werelden van fantasie, schijnen door het water heen. In het schone water betoveren lichtlijnen. Ik dwarrel, dwarrel, dwarrel in een andere laag. Schatkamers van rust, ik verwijl, verwijl, verwijl. Salacia wacht, ik glij, glij, glij. In verwondering binnen, laaf me aan de diepte. Stil, stil, stil. Een wonder waar weten vertoeft en ik het mysterie proef. Salacia. Kabbelend hoor ik de zee, het zonlicht tovert, lichtaderen in het water, zij nemen mij mee. Salacia, Salacia. Salacia, Salacia. I hear the rippling sea, the sunlight conjures, light faints in the water, they take me away. I dream, dream, dream. In the rippling water, worlds of fantasy shine through the water. In the clean water, light lines enchant. I swirl, swirl, swirl in another layer. Treasure chambers of peace, I linger, linger, linger. Salacia waits, I glide, glide, glide in sight, in wonder, and drink in the depths. Still, 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 a world where knowledge dwells, and I taste the mystery. I hear the rippling sea, the sunlight conjures, light faints in the water, they take me away. Salacia, Salacia. Salacia, Salacia. I hear the rippling sea, the sunlight conjures, light faints in the water, they take me away. I dream, 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 in the rippling water, worlds of fantasy shine through the water. In the clean water, light lines enchant, I swirl, 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 in another layer. Treasure chambers of peace, I linger, linger, linger. Salacia waits, I glide, 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 in sight, in wonder, and drink in the depths. Still, 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 a world where knowledge dwells, and I taste the mystery. I hear the rippling sea, the sunlight conjures, light faints in the water, they take me away. Salacia, Salacia.
Nou, zingen we nog even samen. Waterwezen Chariklo. Jij één zin en wij in de tweede zin.
Oké.
Karel?
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Ik nodig je uit, kom je spelen in de tussenruim.
Ik nodig je uit, kom je spelen in de tussenruim.
Ik blijf bij mijn bron, dicht bij mijn voeding.
Ik blijf bij mijn bron, dicht bij mijn voeding.
Welkom ben je in het paradijs van genoegens.
Welkom ben je in het paradijs van genoegens.
Stroom mee, vloei in het water.
Stroom mee, vloei in het water.
Bij de bron laat ik mij op.
Bij de bron laat ik mij op.
In het verfrissende klaterwater.
In het verfrissende klaterwater.
Los de wereld op in mysterie.
Los de wereld op in mysterie.
Ik nodig je uit, kom laaf je aan de bron.
Ik nodig je uit, kom laaf je aan de bron.
Vloei samen met mijn lichtspel.
Vloei samen met mijn lichtspel.
Hier scheppen we vrede en welzijn.
Hier scheppen we vrede en welzijn.
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo,
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Ik nodig je uit, kom je spelen in de tussenruim.
Ik nodig je uit, kom je spelen in de tussenruim.
Ik blijf bij mijn bron, dicht bij mijn voeding.
Ik blijf bij mijn bron, dicht bij mijn voeding.
Welkom ben je in het paradijs van genoegens.
Welkom ben je in het paradijs van genoegens.
Stroom mee, vloei in het water.
Stroom mee, vloei in het water.
Bij de bron laat ik mij op.
Bij de bron laat ik mij op.
In het verfrissende klaterwater.
In het verfrissende klaterwater.
Los de wereld op in mysterie.
Los de wereld op in mysterie.
Ik nodig nodig je uit, kom laaf je aan de bron.
Ik nodig je uit, kom laaf je aan de bron.
Vloei samen met mijn lichtspel.
Vloei samen met mijn lichtspel.
Hier scheppen we vrede en welzijn.
Hier scheppen we vrede en welzijn.
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo.
Waterwezen Chariklo.